All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of our digital lives. Because you know all those programs you use every day? Well, it turns out that's only half the story.
Have you ever really stopped to think about it? When you click on an icon, what is actually happening? It feels so simple, right? One click, and boom, it opens. But the reality of what's going on under the hood is, well, it's way more fascinating.
That's right. Your computer isn't just running one thing. It's more like a bustling city powered by two totally distinct but deeply connected worlds of software. There's the one you see in command every day, and then there's this whole other hidden world working silently in the background, making everything else possible.
So, let's start with what's familiar. Let's talk about the world you already know pretty well, the software that makes up your digital toolkit.
Think of all this as just the tip of the iceberg. We're talking about the programs with icons on your desktop or your phone's home screen. Each one has a very specific job to do, and you're the boss who tells it to get to work.
And this has a name, of course. In the tech world, we call this application software. It's just a way of saying these are specialized programs designed to perform specific tasks directly for you, the user.
On the creative side, you've got applications that let you become a movie director, a photographer, or a designer, all right from your desk. They let you chop up video, make your photos look perfect, and design incredible graphics by manipulating either tiny pixels or smooth vector curves.
Then you have the titans of organization. Spreadsheet software lets you wrestle with numbers in that classic grid of rows and columns, perfect for anything from a simple budget to some seriously complex financial modeling. And databases? Wow, those are the real heavy lifters for organizing just massive amounts of information.
And for all their power, the basic structure of a database is surprisingly simple. It's all built on tables. Picture it like this. Each row is a record. That's one person's complete profile, for example, and each column is a field. That's one specific piece of information, like just the first name or just the zip code for all the records. Simple blocks, but you build them up to create something incredibly powerful.
And of course, there are the everyday workhorses. Word processors for writing everything from a quick email to an entire novel. And that whole universe of apps on our phones. These specialized little programs do everything from handling our banking to storing our photos, all designed for one specific user need.
But here's the crucial question. This is where it gets interesting. You've just finished editing an amazing photo, you hit print. How does that command, that simple intention, travel from the software world you see all the way to the physical, mechanical world of your printer? How does it make that leap?
This really gets to the heart of the puzzle. On one side, you've got your application giving an order. Print this. Over on the other side, you've got your hardware, the printer, just waiting. There's a gap. An invisible translator is needed to connect the two. And that translator? Well, that's our second world of software.
Okay, welcome to the engine room. We are now officially going beneath the surface. This is system software, the foundational layer that's always running in the background, managing the computer itself. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that without this background manager, your computer would just be a useless box of metal and plastic. Here's the best way to think about it. System software works for the computer so that application software can work for you. Now, the heart of all system software is the operating system, or OS. Think of it as the master controller, the director of the whole show. It manages every piece of hardware and every other program. It gives you the visual interface you interact with, your desktop, your icons. It handles security, like your login, and it constantly juggles memory. It's the boss. But the OS doesn't work alone. It's got a crew of essential helpers. Device drivers are those translators we were looking for. They're tiny bits of software that let the OS talk to specific hardware, like your printer or your mouse. And utility programs, they're like the maintenance crew, handling all the background tasks like antivirus scans and file management to keep the whole system running smoothly. So here's the absolute key takeaway. Application software is built to serve you, the user, for specific tasks. System software exists to serve the computer itself. You interact directly with your apps, but the system software just runs silently in the background. And this is critical. Applications cannot run without the system software there to support them.
Okay, ready to go one level deeper? Let's take a quick look inside the real engine room to see how a programmer's idea, just lines of text, becomes a program your computer can actually run.
Think of it like cooking a meal. A programmer writes source code. That's the recipe, written in a human-friendly language. Then, a program called a compiler translates that recipe into basic machine instructions called object code. Finally, a linker acts as the chef, combining that main dish with all the necessary side components and library code to produce the final executable program. That's the meal, all put together and ready to serve.
All right, let's zoom all the way out now and put all these pieces together to see the complete picture, the whole shebang.
It all comes together in this beautiful stack, a clear chain of command. At the very top, there's you, the user. You interact with your tools, the application software. Those applications then make requests to the manager, the operating system. And finally, the OS commands the physical hardware, the machine, to get the job done.
So the next time you tap an icon on your phone or launch a program on your desktop, just take a second. Appreciate that silent, invisible dance that's happening beneath the surface. That elegant partnership between the software you see and the software you don't.
Thanks for joining this explainer.